Joseph Bismark! VCON UAE! Our founder, Joseph Bismarck! Thank you. Batman, how do you do it? Thank you so much. Namaste. Salam. Haribol. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. You know, coming up here after the actor is a bit... First time I met Vivek. Such a nice guy. Amazing. Anyway, Patman, I think, was talking to you from the very beginning, since yesterday, about the 3 pillars that VJ founded this company with. Although Patman started with loyalty, love, and service, in fact, when I met VJ that time, this 3 foundation was already incorporated when I met him, when he started our relationship as partner. In fact, the first thing I've experienced with my partner is his love, not loyalty. He first loved. You know, he met me, he showed who he was, he showed his vision, he shared, and what I felt in him is that he cared with me. He was not after my money. Well, I didn't have much that time. But I knew he wasn't after just signing me up. Although that was my scare at that time, because I didn't want to join these pyramid companies, you know, as I thought that time. So the first thing I saw was his concern, that he was sharing his love with me. And his expression of that is he would try to hug me. Every time he would see me, he would hug me. And I'll go like I wasn't used to being hugged by another guy, you know? So I was a bit very shy. VJ would remember that. He would give me this bear hug. And I'll be it was difficult. But it was a constant thing. You know, he would really force me into hugging him. So I felt the love first. You know, I felt, oh, this person loves me. You know, I'm in a brother way. It's a bromance, they call. You know, bromance, it's romance between 2 guys. But it's a brotherly love. Okay? So I felt love. And because of this, I've grown, I said, you know, loyalty automatically grew in me. That I have to be loyal to this person. Because loyalty is not something you could really teach in a class, how to be loyal, but it's brought about by the love that you receive from someone. That's why I would go loyalty and love. You know what I'm saying? So I started expressing loyalty. And what is loyalty? For me, loyalty is an act of allegiance. It's an act of taking responsibility. It's an act of, you know, just being fixed and honest with a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's automatic. And normally, you would only be loyal to someone you love. You know what I'm saying? So normally, when you meet a person in the airport for the first time, you know what I mean? It's easy to just tell a lie. Normally, you know, those airport talk. Because you know you're not going to see him again. Most people do that when they talk to people. They just talk BS, you know? Because you don't have a plan to build a relationship with this person. But with us, it's different. Because I have to see you again tomorrow. So VJ knew at that time that he would have to see me tomorrow. You know, he would have to see me for the next week, the next month. So from the very beginning, there was just this whole honesty. So automatically, you express your loyalty at the same time. And this is basically what started the company. And that loyalty, of course, from loyalty and love, automatically you help each other. And this is where service came in. You know? Service is when your upline starts teaching you. He's giving you the best gift ever. The most expensive gift ever. You know what that is? His time. You can never, you know how valuable time is? Cannot even put a price on it. 1 minute of someone's time, you cannot pay $1 million for it. You know, 1 minute trying to live another minute, you cannot pay for it. So when someone gives you time, is the greatest service that you could actually get from a friend, from someone, is that they give you their time. And that is service. So this 3 pillars that this company was built upon was started by VJ Iswaran, my upline. And I would say I got lucky that time because I didn't know he was going to be Datu Sri VJ Iswaran. I didn't know he was going to be a founder of a company that we're all proud of today. All I just saw, hey, this person is very nice. He loves me, right? He showed concern. Of course, together with his lovely wife, were my first uplines. So I was lucky, and this founded our friendship and what we are today as a company. So loyalty is very important because you cannot be successful alone, see. You cannot be successful alone. So in fact, in Japan, loyalty, do we have some Japanese people in the room? Loyalty is an integrated part of what the Japanese teach their people. In fact, there's in one province city in Japan, there was a monument of a dog. It's a monument of a dog. It's the most loyal. The emblem of loyalty is a dog, isn't it? Why? Because in the early 1930s, there was a dog in Japan. He would actually bring his master to the train station. And his master would go to work every day. Come back in the afternoon. In the morning, they will go ride a train. And the dog would stay at the train station waiting for his master to come home. Every day. One day, his master never came home. Never came back to that station. You know why? The master died. So the dog was waiting there until the last train of that night came. He went back to his house. His master was not there. He came back the same morning. Every day, he would wait until the last train would come. The dog every day would wait there at the same spot, waiting for his master to come, which he didn't know his master died. Until the people of that town noticed that this dog was just constantly there every day, waiting for his master to come back. Until the dog died. For 9 years, the dog did this every single day. I mean, that's loyalty. That's commitment. And it's so powerful. Of course, this dog, doesn't know, he's got a monument in Japan right now. I'd like to see one day. His loyalty. So this is the kind of loyalty that we would like to have with our partners. Of course, there would be fights, there's arguments and stuff, but that's totally, it would not ever infringe or get there's no holes, there's no cracks in the relationship that would interfere with that. Why? Because at the end of the day, you know this person would not do you harm. You know this person is just concerned about you. And there's no second thinking that he would do something to rip you off or to do you harm. So you settle, you sleep at night knowing this. There's no insecurity in you, because basically that's the kind of loyalty that you would have to build. So this is what, like Patman is saying, we're not just about a company that just want to make money. No. That's just on the side. We do that, while having fun. But really, at the end of the day, it's the relationship we build. So this is the very foundation. So every time we think of what we're doing out there, we must go back to the principle of what this business is all about. It's really about loving each other, being loyal, and serving each other. Because service is the greatest of things. Like Vivek was just sharing with us, when he saw serving others, it was such a fulfilling thing to serve. And this is what we try to do with our company. And we cannot do it alone. Have you seen excuse me? Have you ever noticed an ant? This tiny little ant? Right? It's so tiny, but when it bites you, right? It stings. It's just a tiny thing, but could make you so painful when it bites. You see this tiny ant. Nothing stops this tenacious ant from doing his work. Have you seen? I tried it when I was a kid. I would play with ants. You try to block. You think the ant just stops there? No, he's going to go up. He's going to go to the side. He's going to go backwards, left. He's going to figure out nothing stops a tiny little ant. Have you noticed this? And sometimes I put a block, like a water strip. They would cross it with each other. They'll make like an ant bridge with themselves. And the other ants would cross this water barrier with the help of his other ants, like bridging. A little tiny ant does not ever quit. Have you seen this? A little tiny ant never quits. So tiny that it could carry 10 or 12 times its weight and size. And it never gives up. And is always working as a... Have you seen an ant alone? You seen an ant alone? Normally they come with a huge tribal network of ant workers, right? And they just constantly working. Unstoppable. Totally unstoppable. You know why the ant, what they're thinking? I don't actually know what the ant is thinking, but I could figure out a little bit, is that in the very tail, since I was a kid, the ants, right? It's summer and they're working. Have you noticed it? Summer and they're working. Which most animals, like the caterpillars, they're enjoying life on summer, right? Why do you need to work? But the ant is working. Because the ant is thinking. He's thinking winter in summer. The ants actually think winter and summer. He's different. It's a whole different mindset. He thinks winter and summer. So he works constantly. He works very, very hard. And there's no obstruction for the little ant. So in fact, this little ant, most people could, this little ant is even better than most of us. It's got this little tiny brain. I don't even know if it's got a brain, but we could learn from it. You know what I mean? There's nothing should be able to stop us from what we're doing, especially if we work as a team. So this is really what's it all about. You cannot do it alone. I could not done this alone. I'm nobody alone. But when I stand with my partner, when I stand with the V, when I stand with a group of directors, the network, then you become big. You become strong, solid. You become unbreakable. It's because of the bonds of brotherhood, sisterhood that you've actually built. Using this principle of love, loyalty, and service. That's how I would put it. Love, loyalty, and service. It all begins with love. You gotta love what you do. You gotta love the people you work with. You have to love them, even your enemies. Even the people you disagree with. Love them. Love a tiger from afar. Respect what it could do. You don't need to hug them, but you could love them from afar. So this is very important. So tonight, I'm very, very proud. Humbly proud, because I was lucky in my life that 20 years ago, I met an amazing person. And I'm proud to, to stand here. To stand here and actually, you're sharing that same person. Sharing that same person. That you get this opportunity as well. You may not be able to spend personal time with him, but what he has done is that he was able to put his thoughts in writing, in a book that you could take home with you.